You guys just missed one of the best opens I've ever done. Like actually and literally. But unfortunately I wasn't recording. And it makes sense. It makes sense that I was doing so well because I wasn't recording. There was no I feel like we can all tell. Okay, this is my theory because I know when my phone is on and I know when my phone is off. Yeah, because I turn it off. But I'm just saying, like, when I turn my phone off, I'm immediately more calm and centered and I'm way less stressed. And the second that thing is on, I feel like I can feel the electricity, magnets piercing through my body. My point is that I think because we weren't recording before, that's why I was doing so well, because there was no pressure. I was just talking about, I don't even know. I was talking about Katy Perry, Miss Katy Perry going to space. She went to space. You guys know it. We all know it. She went to space. She came back 11 minutes tops. I think she should go. I think she needs to top that. I think she needs to go to a planet next time, because I think she needs to let go of this whole pop star idea. And I think a lot of people, I think all stars, men or women, they need to let go at a certain age and just get into something else. Because why is it not enough to be just rich anymore? Like, you gotta have a side hustle. You can't just be Cameron Diaz. Now you're Cameron Diaz with your Aveline wine, which I do want to try, which I love Cameron Diaz. So no shade. But I'm just saying, like, it's not enough to be rich anymore. And I don't get it. Well, you know what? Cameron Diaz is not a good example because I love everything she does and everything she stands for. And this is not a Cameron Diaz slander space. I truly think she's one of the coolest people. She couldn't do no wrong. And then cut to a week later, she says the N-word on live TV or something. And I'm like, fuck, damn it. That didn't age well. I feel like whenever I have a really good feeling about someone or something, like they do something horrible, like absolutely monstrous, I'm like, yeah, I like this person. Boom, rapist. And not that, oh, fuck. See, if you guys would have heard the way I opened before, I was not talking about rapists. Not even a mention, not even a word. I was not getting myself in hot water at all. I was just fucking flying, dude. Nobody could stop me. I guess, but I think about one of the things that I thought was ridiculous, some might say retarded, about the Katy Perry thing, was just like the pre-interview, and I don't know if you saw this. We can add a little clip here, if you didn't. And it's basically just her saying, like, someone says, oh, like, why do you want to go to space? And she starts saying, I've always loved, the molecules and the peptides that have in the stars being born. And it's like, you can just say, I want to go to fucking space because I'm bored because I'm Katy Perry. Like, that's all you got to say. We're not expecting you to be a secret science nerd. Nobody even knew Katy Perry knew about space, really, because she was raised in a cult, I'm pretty sure. So, and honestly, she is talking about space like she just found out about it. She's like, I'm going to sleep listening to Pythagorean theorems. And I'm like, what even is that? Are you even talking about space still? Are you just talking about poems you read online? Are you reading Rupi Kaur, preparing for space? What are you doing, girl? We don't expect... I feel like celebrities in general need to understand we expect nothing from you. Like, especially these drawn out interviews where they're like, what do you think? Just say, like, I don't know, dude. I didn't go to college. Say, brother, I didn't go to college. You know that, right? Like, I never finished the 7th grade. So I barely believed in the space. I actually started believing the earth wasn't flat last week when Laura Sanchez was like, hey girl, want to go to space? And I was like, LOL, that's a funny joke. Just say that. We don't like, in also, I don't know why I was trying to say in return. I was trying to say in return as if that's like a saying. Also, like with all these celebrities and this BTS of like, the White Lotus BTS of these, actors and actresses, they're getting in fights. They like each other. They don't like each other. He's not in this room with her and she's never seen sitting next to him. And all these BTS of like movies and the cast and everything. Can we set that down? Like, it's ruining, again, I've said this before, but it's ruining the movies. It's ruining the TV shows. I don't care about your personal drama. I don't care if you liked your co-worker. Unless they're like running a sex ring and they, made you be in it. Yeah, then I care. Then I'm like, whoa, that's really fucked up. But if you guys just had a tiff, like, what does this have to do with White Lotus? And I don't really know what's going on with the drama. I haven't even watched White Lotus, to be honest, yet. I've watched all the seasons except the current one because I feel like the season started immediately, and immediately there was all this drama of like all the, actors and the backstories. And I'm like, I don't even fucking care anymore. I can't. All I hear is drama. It's all for them to be relevant. Just be rich. Just shut up. Shut up, be rich. Be happy with it, And don't try to sound smart. Just, no one's smart. If you're smart, be smart. If you're not smart, don't be smart. Natalie Portman. Do you hear Natalie Portman saying fucking anything? She actually went to Harvard. This is the problem with the actors. The smart ones don't talk, and the dumb ones talk. What is that? Can we get some of the smart ones to the front? Natalie Portman. Who else went to Harvard? Didn't like Brooke Shields go to Harvard? Am I making that up? I don't really know. But there's a couple of them that are certified geniuses. And so how about if we're talking about films, if we're talking about space, if we're talking about anything, they can give their true opinion. They can give their, detailed answer. But other than that, just be like, I wanted to go to space. My career is kind of on its way out, as you know. And that's that. And I think Katy Perry now, again, she shouldn't drop the pop star thing. We're too old for that. And I'm saying that with love and respect. And again, it's the pop star thing is too old for men too. Like there's an age cutoff, I personally believe, and you got to respect it. You just got to respect it. So Katy Perry, your next thing you should actually try to go find the Titanic and survive. I was afraid Katy Perry was going to die, to be honest. I didn't want her to die. I was freaking out. I'm like, if Katy Perry dies, I'm going to have a horrible week. Okay, that's not what I want at all. I'm so happy she's alive. So I think she should keep on doing these types of stunts. I think that's what would keep her interesting for several. She's like the female jackass with a ton of money. Lauren Sanchez could fund this whole adventure thing. What's cooler than going to space? Like Katy Perry should have gone to space for like 3 years, not 11 minutes. If you went to space for 3 years and came back, everyone would be obsessed with you. Like that's how you boost your career. I'm just saying. Like if you're on your way out, I guess. But again, I think celebrities should really just try to find peace and just in being wealthy. And I would love to be your life coach through that. So call me, DM me at _LOrlando_ Instagram. That's my Instagram. DM me and I'll work with you. I'll manage your money. I'll manage to lose it Just kidding, but I'll manage it. All right. All right, guys, that's Katy Perry. That's the cold open that was and also never was. But I'm having a good day. I'm actually having a horrible day. Spirits are horrible. I'm on my period. Oh, that was a big reveal from the unrecorded version. Yeah, on my period, not good. It's not good. But then I took Midol and now I'm great because it has like 16 milligrams of cocaine in it or something. Yeah, I feel like I'm on top of the world now. Why are we getting our periods still? God damn it. I was horizontal almost all day. I couldn't do anything. I don't think we should. And the thing is, and it's not that, and a lot of women, by the way, get suicidal thoughts during their period. It doesn't mean they're depressed. Some are prone to depression if you get this, but I'm not depressed. I just get suicidal for a week. And it's not even suicidal because it's not real, you know? Like I know it's just my period talking. And on top of that, it has like a feminine like energy to it. So it's not like kill yourself, you know? It's like, hey, like if you're not doing anything later, if you're not busy, maybe, you know, we could end it all. It's soft. It's subtle. It's like that. It's like a suicidal suggestion. Yeah, I look out a window and I think, that cement looks cozy. So yeah, what else has been going on with my week? I went to my neighbor's funeral. Yes, my neighbor died, unfortunately. My landlord invited me to his funeral, so I obviously had to go. I knew him a little bit. He didn't speak English, but we would speak some Spanish. I don't speak Spanish either. I know you thought for a second, Elle speaks Spanish? Absolutely, I do not. But I do a little bit. I could be like, hola, ¿cómo estás? Cerveza. And we'd do a little bit of that. And hola, amigo. Buenas noches. We'd say like that. Or we'd say like, yeah, ¿cómo estás? ¿Y tú bien? It was stuff like that. So, and unfortunately he passed away, which... they're old, the couple that lives below me. And it wasn't the wife too. It was just the husband. I go to the funeral. And to be honest, he looked good in his, he looked good. I don't know. As I get older, I notice these things. The first funeral I went to, I was really scared. I was not okay. I could barely look. I did not think that person looked good. I think I was very terrified of death. But now, you know, I really pay attention. And I feel like he looked at peace and he looked good. I mean, if for my funeral, I want to look good. I want to look good. That's probably the most annoying part about like dying is you can't see what you're going to look like at your funeral. And yeah, I would want them to make my boobs look good for and the outfit. I guess you would have to pick your outfit, huh? It's kind of morbid. I used to be like really afraid of death. But now I'm not really, I don't think, but sometimes I have these panic attacks where I call my mom. I'll be like, Mom, am I going to die? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, fuck, damn it. But hold on 1 second. What if and the funny thing about death is there's no negotiating out of it. And then of course my mom's like, yeah, but you're going to go to heaven. I'm like, fuck, it's not the same. all my exes I'm obsessed with are not going to go, they're not going to go to heaven. They're not going to be there. Okay. So it's not the same. It's not the same. I'm not going to be able to text them. They're obviously all going to be in hell because they didn't love me the way I wanted to be loved. No, I do hope all my exes follow me to heaven. And then I hope we could reconnect. That would be fun. And then it would kind of be like their hell. Found you, bitch. Guess who's back? God, they would be pissed. And honestly, if there is a heaven, best believe I'm not having boundaries. Best believe I do not care. Oh, if there's eternity, I'm texting you. I'm double texting you. I'm showing up at your house. I'm saying, hey, let's be together right now. And you're going to say no. I'm going to be like, hey, hear me out. We're together. We tried this whole dance once on earth where you said, you're not ready for a relationship. I'm not leaving. How about that? How about that? How about that? That would be fun. I'd be down for heaven if I got to hang out with all my exes and torment them for the rest of my life. You know, we'll see if heaven's a choose your own adventure type place. I would do that. I would honestly, there's probably a lot of people in heaven. I'd assume it's overcrowded. What I think heaven is, if it does exist, if it is a place, I think you get your own heaven and like your own, it's like VR, and you get to add whoever you want to it, and you get to kick out whoever you want, so it's not too crowded. Because if everyone goes to heaven, think about it. Think about all the people who are already dead. Is there enough space? Maybe that's where maybe heaven is space. That's why space is so vast, because that's where you go. That's like heaven, you know? But you can't see heaven, so it's like kind of invisible. Wow. I wish Candace Owens was here, because I feel like she would know a lot about this. I've really been loving her stuff recently. I gotta say, the girl knows how to shit talk, and I respect her for it. She can go. I watched her on the Theo Von podcast, and she was just boom, going, and they would start like, he would start with a grounded question, and then she would just pile on conspiracy. And I was like, yes, go. Like, I want to see, there's no end to her. Like, I love that. Like, the limit does not exist with Candace. And I think she would be a really fun person to just talk to, hear all of her thoughts, never stop her. Because there were a few times a lot of people say, oh, well, you know, a lot of these podcasters, they have no accountability, you know, they blah, blah, blah. But Theo was pulling her back. He wasn't letting her just go off the rails. And I was like, let her rip, dude. Just let her say that, like, you know, the government is actively working against the people of the United States of America. And some of the things, honestly, that she was saying, I'm like, they could be true. I don't know. Whenever, I always figure that if something is true, the government tries to shut you down immediately. Or if someone's onto something, that's when everyone's like, that's why I have an inkling that RFK is onto something. I'm not saying he's I'm not saying he's a genius and he's right all the time. I'm not saying that. But he's just a good example, because he's going up against, you know, big pharma in a way by trying to change the way we do health, I suppose. And so there's also a lot of fake Did you know there's a lot of fake users out there, like run by companies to spread rumors and vitriol on the internet? Like, you could buy, and I think we learned this even with the Justin Baldoni and the Blake Lively case. Like his PR company was like, "Do you want me to start sending start like a smear campaign against Blake Lively?" How do they do that? They have all these people create accounts and start making all this, content of like, oh, they're so evil, they're so terrible. And eventually like these embers catch fire and then everyone hates this person and they don't even know why, but they just keep on hearing all these bad negative things about them. But there's like companies that do that just for fun. Their whole job is to make the public hate them really for no reason, which is kind of interesting how the media can control our thoughts. I'm a bit I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I like to dabble. I like to dabble. I would like to talk to Candace Owens at some point. She's welcome on the podcast. Okay, she's welcome. I would like to hear her crazy thoughts. Oh man, who did she just fucking slander? Taylor Swift. Good luck, honey. I mean, if she's alive in a week, good Lord. Wait, did she say Taylor? Yeah, she said on a podcast, Candace Owens, because in terms of the Justin Baldoni case, the Blake Lively case, because that lawsuit's still going on, and Blake Lively included Taylor Swift in the whole thing. Her text messages, Blake's text messages with Taylor Swift, they're going to be read in court. And Candace Owens was saying, I think that Taylor Swift, and she said that she has heard from many celebrities that Taylor Swift is a mean, evil person, and she said that everyone's gonna find out because, like, she thinks that these text messages are gonna be really evil or something like that. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I would never talk negatively about Father Taylor Swift because I'm afraid. But not Candace. She's not afraid of nobody. That's something that I think is really powerful too. Candace is not afraid of not one person. And I think that's interesting. What is this, a pro Candace podcast? Jeez. We're neutral right now. I know Justin is like, he's absolutely shaking in his boots. This is the last time Justin will ever produce this podcast. But no. This is a new, we'll hear her out. We'll hear her out. Okay. As long as she's better than Kanye. Okay. Kanye is just, he's evil, man. He's evil. But hey, guess what? Okay. So I did something. I did a little thing because I thought maybe I want to start trying to do like a little joke set, like news jokes, a bit like Weekend Update. Yeah. And I thought it would be fun to just do a little segment, news jokes, the segment of news jokes where I read jokes about the news. So I did a couple. Some of them are relevant, some of them aren't. Okay. But let's see if they're entertaining. I'm going to be watching Justin's face the whole time. So, this one's a bit dated, but I still think it was funny. Police reported that a mini horse had a little bit too much fun during a St. Patrick's Day celebration. At one point, it was seen getting a lower back tattoo that read, "Big Whore." Now, call me crazy, but I feel like it's bad luck to get a tattoo of your ex's name, isn't it? I mean, that seems like the kind of decision you would regret later, especially if your ex is, a mini whore. Because it's a mini horse. Do you get it? Okay. The blobfish has been dubbed the world's ugliest animal. In second place Kanye West. Okay. A tragic helicopter crash occurred this week when a New York tour chopper plunged into the Hudson River, killing all 6 people on board. I'll say this, you won't catch me flying a helicopter anytime soon because my tour isn't booked until September, which gives me plenty of time to delete my browser history and say goodbye to my plants. Don't ride in helicopters, guys. I mean, we see this again and again, very dangerous. It's dangerous. They're not safe. And actually, I was talking to someone whose brother flies helicopters for a living. Apparently, they're not safe because they're agile. Like their strength is that they're agile, so they can move really easily, but then that makes them incredibly not safe. Like he said, if a helicopter hits one bird, it blows up. Like if the propeller hits one bird, you're fucking dead. If it hits a group of birds, geese flying, you're fucking dead. You're so dead. The whole thing explodes. Because if it gets into the propeller, it's so fragile that... And, I mean, what... Can they not have, do those things exist where you can propel out of the seat? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes in war, you could propel out of the seat and then you have a parachute. They need to start wearing... All these helicopter people need to start wearing parachutes. I'm not going... No, it's not gonna really work. Wait, one second, because we got a note from Justin, so I'm gonna tap in for a second. What?
I believe it's because of the blades, the spinning of the blade.
I don't even need my headphones to hear you. Isn't that crazy? What the hell? Spinning of the blades? Oh, yeah, because when they shoot up.
You're gonna.
Oh my god, duh, that's so funny. It's not funny, but it's like that's like a cartoon death, you shoot up, it would honestly, that sounds like a scene in Family Guy. I know how to fix this. Just add a seat that propels you, that shoots you straight into the blades of the propeller. Then you'll die in a way more horrific way. So that's an option. I think helicopters need to start looking into, better exit strategies. If your helicopter looks like it's going to blow up or something, maybe it propels you sideways, and maybe your seat is on a sliding bar. Kind of like those chairs, those grandparents' chairs that go down the stairs. Maybe it's something like that, but way faster. Because if you go at that speed, I mean, again, dead. So it would just have to fucking scoot you out, and then sideways, and then eventually you'd have to fall downwards, and then you get the parachute. I mean, good luck. If you want to fly in a helicopter, I have flown in a helicopter, by the way, and I thought I was going to die the whole time. And it was over the Grand Canyon. And it was beautiful, but it was there's no way I should be living through this. We did that. I also did one in Hawaii. I'm happy I made it out alive. Dude, also there was another plane crash. It was a small plane. It just happened, I think, today or yesterday. It was a family. It was a whole family minus one family member, minus a girl who's in high school, the youngest kid, but the whole family died. And it was the mom, the dad, the 2 kids, and then the kids' friends or something. And they were going from upstate New York, or they landed somewhere in upstate New York in a field, and they all died, which was horrible and is horrible. And I was reading about it, and the two parents were surgeons. Like one was a neurosurgeon, the other one was some other fancy type of surgeon. And my darkest thought this week, this was my darkest thought this week. I'm not saying it's a good thought, I'm just saying it's dark. Horrible that she lost her entire family and she's only in high school. That's both parents are surgeons and no siblings. Huge paycheck. Doesn't replace it. No, it doesn't replace the family members at all, but she's set for life. And to be honest, like, I have 2 siblings, right? And I don't want anything to happen to my 2 siblings. But if something did happen to them, I'm doing Elle Diablo show all day, all night. I don't have to work another day in my life. That being said, I hope my siblings live forever, but my dad is not a surgeon. But, yeah, he does put a lot of money into my 2 siblings. So I think about that from time to time. Anyways, RIP those people. I have a couple more jokes. How about that? Let's see. Okay, the Masters golf tournament has increased its prize money by $1 million. So the winner, with the winner now receiving $4.2 million. And of course, on top of that, the iconic green jacket. Now, I typically never wear green jackets, but when you think about it in the context of $4.2 million, you realize who gives a fuck about a green jacket? Because I mean, at that point, you can just buy a lot of jackets for $4.2 million. You can even buy a guy to wear the jacket, the green jacket, and then whenever you get jealous, you can just say, hey, give me that jacket, and he'd have to because, you're paying him to wear it. He's probably contractually obligated. That was just a little something. So those were my topical jokes. Big applause break. Fantastic. I also, what I also did, I put out there, we were going to do an advice column. What am I? Sex in the City? We were going to do an advice segment where I was going to give you advice, and some people wrote in. So let's check it out. One person wrote in, here is the advice. Let's see. In the past 2 to 3 years, I started reading that from the bottom. In what world? I'm so dyslexic. I don't know if that's dyslexia, to be honest. I think that was just retarded. There's 3 paragraphs, and I'm like, I'm going to start with the last one. That's probably where they started the sentence. So one of my dearest friends is going through a rough time. He hates his job, lots of work pressure, but doesn't want to quit, which is causing a lot of strain, not only to him, but his girlfriend. I met her through him, and we became great friends as well, since we mostly meet in a group. Okay. In the past 2 or 3 years, we would also meet, just the 2 of us, on a more spontaneous basis. Example, we went to meet in a group, but my guy friend has a headache, and we still met because why not? However, now what I would like to do is meet her alone. Ruh-roh. So she can just vent. Okay. But I'm worried that my guy friend would take it the wrong way. You bet, sweetheart. When I'm at my worst, I also have ugly thoughts sometimes. I called that. Did I not call that? And I don't really want him to feel jealous, angry, left out if I meet her alone. What would you do? Listen, I have been down this road before in college. I thought the whole goal of like my friends dating people, I thought the whole purpose was that like we all become best friends. Like I had a friend in college, my best friend in college, she starts dating a guy, and I'm like, amazing. We're all going to be best friends. Guess again, sweetheart. Me and him, we're really chapping it up. We're laughing. I get along really, not to, I sound like a guy's girl when I say this, but I do get along really well with men. I do, because I think I have a bit of a masculine personality. I love jokes. I love, poking fun. I think I get along well with women too. I've always had female friends. But with that said, I'm just saying that for context. So me and this guy were really, the guy being my best friend's boyfriend, we're really having a lot of fun together. Whenever we're at parties, we're like dying laughing. My friend gets extremely jealous and essentially tells me that she doesn't feel comfortable with me and her boyfriend being so friendly. And especially because he would actually come to me and he'd be like, hey, this person is kind of upset or she's stressed or something. Can you help me? He would like ask me for like relationship advice, and I would give it to him. And it was always fun and platonic, but you can't control people's jealousies, even though they're your friend. Unfortunately, the answer is just to leave them alone. Your friend's going to get pissed, especially if she's confiding in you. And it's unfortunate because like sometimes you meet these friends and they're your best friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, and you're like, we could be such great friends if they weren't dating so-and-so. It could, which might be true. Yeah. But you got to just let it go. You can't be friends with them because, well, you gotta choose. Then you're either friends with the ex, or sorry, friends with the girlfriend. You're friends with the guy. But if you're friends with the guy, you gotta keep a healthy distance, and you cannot be hanging out alone with this girl, because especially like if you're a guy and you want to hang out with a girl to let her vent, guys don't enjoy that unless they have feelings for the girl. Guys don't really like hearing gossip or anything. I don't know, maybe that's wrong, but I feel like it means that you have some sort of feelings that are a little bit more than just friends with this girl. And on top of that, you just got to let these things ride out, and they'll break up. And then once they break up, you could ditch your friend. You could be friends with her and like whatever. But it all depends on how willing you are to blow up that friendship. But stay away for the most part. Now, I mean, it happened so many times in college where I've become friends with my friends' boyfriend, and my friends would get really jealous and they would be like, you're trying to hook up with my boyfriend. I'm like, no, dude, I'm just trying to have a fun time. And to be honest, they're way more fun than you. You're the one coming accusing me of all these, heinous crimes I haven't committed. You're not really fun to joke around with. All you do is kind of yell at me. Your boyfriend's way more fun because we just talk about dumb stuff. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So I am not friends with anyone's boyfriend or girlfriend. No, I'm just not. I really draw a line. I say, if you want to be friends with me, you got to break up with whoever, because I don't touch it. It's not worth the drama. Like, I don't like friendship drama. I don't like blame. I don't like any of that shit. And sometimes some couples, they just love to fucking fight and they want to bring you into it. And I'm like, no, sir, I'm good. You guys are toxic. Dude, I remember this one couple. They were so toxic. I used to live with this girl, and she would just bring her boyfriend over just to scream fight. And it was just crazy, dude. And I mean, you guys can feel my energy. I'm just chill. And they would sit across the room from each other. Nothing's wrong. And then he would be like, why are you looking at me like that? Are you fucking kidding, Justin? Are you fucking kidding? When Elle's right here and you're scaring Elle. Are you fucking kidding? She was blah, 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 blah. Now they're throwing things at each other. I'm like, excuse me, I'm traumatized. I'm stuck in the middle of you guys, and I hate you both. I think if I could speak, I would love for both of you to jump out a window so you would stop dating each other. Yeah, if you're a couple that likes to fight, you need to do ayahuasca or something. Anyone who likes chaos has so much chaos going in within them that they need to put it on to other people. Bit of a life advice. So let's do one more this one's a relationship advice. I guess that one was kind of too. Write in with any relationship advice, any advice you want. I love talking about dating stuff. Just let me know, girl or guy, and I'll let it rip. I have good advice. I don't take any of my advice, but you know. Okay, so my fiance and I have been together for 5 years. I have a daughter from a previous relationship. Classic. My fiance has his flaws, as we all do, but I can't help to think that his cannot be overlooked. He does not handle stress well at all. That's not good. And will take his stress, anger out on me. That's horrible. He cannot communicate effectively. Again, I'm not even 30% done with this paragraph, and I'm saying he's an absolute no. You got to break up with him, but let's just continue for the sake of whatever. He's a slob. What? Poor hygiene. I feel like people just like ignore red flags for what? Dude, are you bored? Come on. These are horrible. Bad hygiene, and is just all over mean and negative person. He's got to go. Some might even say cruel at times. I don't want the love of my life to be with a man like that. I don't want my daughter growing up thinking horrible, just a horrible, absolutely terrible example for a daughter, by the way, or any kid. By the way, so I've talked about this before a bit. I grew up with a dad with an anger problem, right? And I just learned recently about your nervous system being activated. I didn't know that was a bad thing. I thought when someone says, "Oh, your nervous system is being activated," I thought that meant you're like aware of your surroundings. I was not. I've been doing a lot of ChatGPT therapy, and I've been learning a lot. No, I've been learning a lot, okay? Because ChatGPT told me the symptoms of your nervous system being activated is like truly everything it listed was my entire personality, something I experience on a day-to-day basis. And I'm like, I wish I had it. Oh, damn. It's in my phone, I think, somewhere. Ooh, everyone texted me back. Yes, I texted so many people today. Let's see. So racing heart, tight chest, muscle tension, clenching jaw, shaking, trembling. I always have like my leg is always like bouncing up and down. Like I have restless leg syndrome. And I thought that was just normal. I thought I was just chilling. You know, I thought I just had like an excited leg, and everyone is always like, "Are you nervous?" I'm like, "No, I'm chilling." But you know, okay, so this is what I learned because my brain is never anxious, but I guess my body is always anxious. So I've had all these, I've had anxiety yawns where you're yawning not because you're tired, because it's your body that's so anxious and overstressed that it's trying to release stress. And I just thought that was normal. Feeling fatigue, restless, dry mouth, headache. There were some that were like really on the nose. I wish I could find them. I don't know if I'll have time to go through it all, but this is going to have to be cut. Well, maybe next time. Yeah, maybe next time we'll just go through it. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, it was just my whole entire personality. And now I have to do these things every day, essentially. So if your body is very anxious, but your mind is not anxious, you have to like tell your body, hey, it's going to be like, you're safe. You know, nobody's mad at you. You know, you're allowed to go slow. And it's really been changing the way, like, recently, a problem I have a lot is I stumble over my words a lot, and it gets worse when I'm nervous. And it definitely comes from, I have ADD, but I'm also dyslexic, and that's a part of it. But then also having anxiety makes it worse. And calming yourself down does help. And so I've been calming myself down. You have to like rub yourself, give yourself a hug, and, you know, talk to yourself like a little kid. And it's so fucking crazy, but I didn't even know this about myself. But sorry, to get to your advice, I mean, yeah, you gotta dump him. You gotta dump this guy. This guy freaking sucks. He cannot handle anyone telling him that he's doing wrong. No, horrible. I no longer want to marry my fiance. How should I break up with him? I mean, you got to do it in person, I guess, because he's your fiance. And if he doesn't get it, I think you need to prepare your life. You need to find a new apartment. You prepare your life so you can leave him immediately. I really don't like when people break up and then they're still living with their ex. That's so toxic. I think you need a way out immediately. Clean slate. You break up with him. You say this is over, and you got to block him on everything. People who don't block during breakups, you're keeping the door open even though it's shut. It's still cracked open. Blocking is the key to happiness and success. Damn, we've been going for an hour. This has been a fantastic episode. I've had a lot of fun. You guys, you know, I'm on tour. I'm in places. I'm going to be in, Dayton, Kentucky. I'm going to be in Chattanooga, Tennessee, 25th, 27th. I'm going to be in Orlando, Florida, June 25th. And then I'm going to be in Tampa, Florida, the 26th, and I'm going to be in Bloomington, Minnesota, you know, sometime in August. All tickets will be linked. Come out to a show, share the podcast, comment, you know, if you're enjoying this podcast, please comment, like, share, subscribe. I love you all. Have a great week. Bye.